All right, going live. My phone, I don't know why my phone. All right. Peace, love, and power, brothers and sisters, is yours truly, Amari. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Kettler Unity Alliance program on this evening. We have a special guest on this evening, a good brother based here in South Florida, in Miami. He is one of the founding members of the Circle of Brotherhood. Our brother also is a conscious hip hop artist, disseminating life-transforming information within the community. As we all know, gangster rap is destroying our community. And our brother is bringing the positive hip hop back on the scene. When I grew up, there was Arrested Development, KRS-One, Chuck D. You know, you had Professor Griff, you had the X-Clan, you had Brand Nubian. You know, so those are the individuals who I grew up on. You know, you had songs like Self-Destruction. You know, I love that part when Kumo D, you know, he said, I never ever ran from the Ku Klux Klan, so I shouldn't have to run from a black man. Hey, brother Anthony Blackman, how you doing this evening, King?
Man, I'm doing fantastic, man. I'm really excited to be here with you on this episode, man, and just real happy to be here. Yes, sir.
Wonderful. So at this time, family, if you'll be so kind to take this opportunity, all of you who's viewing in, to share and invite. Me and King Blackman is going to do the same thing. If you don't know, that's his rap name. All right, and we're going to get it in. You know what I'm saying? So again, at this moment, share and invite. All right, my brother, at this time, too, if you would like to, you could play the song, you know, while we're sharing and inviting.
All right, let's do it.
Brotherhood, let's not forget, we are the peacemakers of our community. We're not going to be able to save everybody, believe it or not. But everybody we can save, we got to try to save them, man. I'm hoping and praying one day in every black community there will be a circle of brotherhood, and that's my dream.
Lord have mercy, we really thirsty, need our fair share of the land. It's kind of crazy, see the white man's got the plan. I know you got the whole wide world in your hand. I'm only asking that you put some cash in our hand. I'm calling out the black nigga that's to come home. I promise you, we gon' help you feel right at home. Killing the lies and the black man don't care. That fake news that assassin, it really ain't fair. All this blood in the equity. One brother, one hood, we feel our community. With all this rapping and gun grabbing, stay hot. We pop a pill of black Wall Street in the South. From Miami to Mobile, the worldwide. The black man is getting wise. Still we rise. The book from the past and now it's all good. Ex-guns can finally roll up in the hood. One voice, one mind, one vision. Young Jesus, our time, so pay attention.
You have dreams that we can be in unity.
That dream that I had one day as a unicorn turned into a nightmare.
In unity. So let's dream. So let's dream.
Yo, they used to call us thugs and criminals. We switched up, changed our mindset. We all came to live up. Our community with love and unity. Taking our hood back, boy, we stopping the foolery. Putting the guns down. We don't want another unity. Don't want to hear about another that foolery. Stop the foolery. This ain't nothing new to me. I shouldn't have to worry about a black man shooting me. One brother, one hood. It's all love. It's all good. And we ain't stopping till the guns stop. Till our people start eating and the streets start bleeding. Yeah, time out, get the crime out, Black kings in the room, shine out. I have a dream like every day. I don't blame
That's the song, family, that you hear the upcoming album our brother have It's called the Peacemakers. Peacemakers. So make sure that you support our brother. Got a lot of good feedback. Good brother, King Deshaun M. Gibson. Family, you don't want to miss it on this upcoming Monday. We have the Young Teenage Powerhouse coming on Monday. He is in the building. And this song is dope. By Queen Amani and Mars. She said, nice.
Out of bounds, you get drenched. Shit, 100 miles, 4 miles on some lynch kit. Don't trust them brothers. See, that's that Woody Lynch kit. If you don't know, get to him. Here's the Lynch kit. We keep the young against the old against the young. And once we keep them divided, they'll never be one. You gotta keep all them black and them red brothers. And all the bum brothers who getting red brothers all along. Put it together, they'll be booting at each other. And then 100 years we'll have them shooting at each other. Get them. Get them.
That was powerful, man. That was definitely powerful. So you're welcome, brother.
Thank you.
You know, so let's go ahead on and dive in, man. You know, talk to us about you. You and I, we had a powerful dialogue on the other day, you know, and as we conversed, I heard a powerful testimony, you know, what led you up from point A to B where you at today. So, you know, tell us who you are, you know, tell us what inspired you to do what you're doing, you know, and, you know, share your testimony with us, man.
Well, thank you very much for allowing me to share my testimony with your audience and the viewers. Number one, man, God is good, you know, and
all the time.
Yes, sir. So, you know, I was born in New York City and I was raised in Mobile, Alabama. So I'm a country boy, you know what I mean? I'm a country boy.
Man. I don't know. I'm from New York, so I gotta stick with your New York side.
hey, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. You know what I mean?
Nah, go ahead, man. You got it.
So, you know, I grew up in Mobile, Alabama. It was very difficult childhood for myself. A lot of abuse, physically, mentally, emotionally, sexually. And, you know, as I look back on my childhood, you know, I'm real grateful that I was able to, that God changed my life. You know what I mean? But I growed up pretty much in the streets. I started getting in trouble in elementary school. I was very bad. My father was very abusive, you know, and for a long time, you know, I blamed my father. But, you know, as I have matured, you know what I mean? That's another issue. But let me just take it the way it happened. You know what I mean? So people can get a chance to understand the testimony. So, you know,
right.
I started drinking when I was about 7 years old. I started smoking cigarettes when I was 10 years old. I caught my first burglary case when I was 10 years old. I went to juvenile, and I pretty much grew up as very angry and hateful. So I hated God. I hated my mom. I hated my dad. I hated all the teachers at school. And I displayed that anger by acting out. And in my younger years, drugs and alcohol was the way that I coped with life. You know, obviously, as a young kid developing, you know, I was pretty much emotionally separated from everybody except for drugs and alcohol. You know, so by the time I turned 13, I had already dropped out of school. I was like, I dropped out of school and I started smoking crack cocaine when I was 13 years old.
Wow.
I was just a little kid, you know what I mean?
Yes. Wow.
My dad died. My dad died when I was 11 from alcoholism, cirrhosis of the liver. And after he died, I pretty much just lost it. You know, my mother at the time was a full-blown alcoholic, and she was pretty much incapable of raising my brother, myself, and my sister. So we were pretty much fending for ourselves at a very, very, very young age. So it led me to the streets. It led me to gangs. I joined the Gangster Disciples. You know, I wanted to be, I can remember, Amar, at 12 or 13 years old, like my biggest aspiration in life was to go to prison. Like that's how lost I was in my younger years. I didn't want to go to school. I didn't want to go to college. I didn't want to get no job. I wanted to be the first person in my generation to go to prison, because going to prison was like a badge of honor at that time.
Yeah, I remember, man. I remember.
I was lost,
I definitely do, man, because, you know, you try to get those stripes. You know what I'm saying? You want that bad rep when you're a G.
No doubt. So, you know, fast forward, man, you know, I spent from 10 to 18, I spent most of those years in and out of juvenile institutions. You know, they told me at a young age that I was mentally ill. You know, they put me on all different type of medications to combat my behavior and my attitude. Nothing worked. You know what I mean?
I was going to ask you that too, man. I was going to ask you, was it effective or not?
Nothing worked. Nothing worked. You know, so I end up.
Let me ask you this though: did it make your behavior worse?
Well, as I look back, you know, in all honesty, I think that in most cases I was just a guinea pig. You follow me?
I do.
Yeah. So most cases, you know, from my experience, they try out medications on people, especially if you don't have no insurance and you can't afford the proper medication. If there is a proper medication, then they just give you whatever, you know, the government or, you know, different funding sources allow them to give you, which is very generic and have the least effect on people, black poor people. You know what I mean?
Indeed.
So, I mean, that's a whole nother episode, man, dealing with, but I come from a long history of drugs, violence, jails, institutions, prisons, and mental health. In a nutshell. You know, and I thank God, man, I could tell you this. When I went to prison for the first time in Alabama, I was 18 years old. I did 3 years. I got out, I was 21. But during that time that when I was in jail, I never forget this brother, man. I hope I get to see him one day. Well, it's been a very long time ago. I don't know if he's still alive or not. But he said he had been locked up for 30 years. And he told me, he said, if I ever wanted to be free, then that I needed to start reading. Now, mind you, I only had a 7th grade education.
Wow.
But he gave me a book, which was the autobiography of Malcolm X. And that started my journey to self-improvement and self-education. So, you know, I got out.
That's what's up. Now let me ask you this, man.
Sure.
Let me ask you this, because do you believe that gangster rap played a role too? Did you listen to gangster rap while you were involved in that life of crime?
Absolutely. I mean, I grew up listening to gangster rap, NWA, you know, Ice-T, you know, I was born in 75, so I'm 43 years old. So when NWA and Ice-T them came on the scene, man, I was gang banging full time. And so it fueled my gang mentality, and it definitely played a major role in helping me become a gangster.
Wow. So you listened to that on your way to do your drive-bys and whatnot, the things
Absolutely.
that you did?
Getting high, you know, being very disrespectful to my elders, not really having no respect for life, not really caring about going to jail. Like, you know, it's like it's a very heartless life. And you know, the gangster rap only fueled the anger that I already had on the inside of me from the brokenness. You see, it was the emotional and mental brokenness that the gangster rap fueled, because gangster rap is by young black men. You know what I mean? Like,
I do.
Young violence. Let me tell you something, brother Amir. America is the most violent country in the world.
Oh, so yeah, no doubt.
So you know, just on a sidebar, right?
Mm-hmm.
On a side note, America in itself, let's move it, let's put the gangster rap on the shelf for a second, okay?
Mm-hmm.
This country is made upon pure violence, and it promotes violence. So we are only duplicating the violence that this country represents.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Yeah. So it's just a trickle effect to us in our community, but America is very violent. You know what I mean? But
I do.
But we want to make a change with that. We're actually making some real positive strides, man, and creating a new era, a new generation of positive hip hop music.
Well, that's what's up, man. You know, so let's talk about that, because I say that all the time, that one of the major reasons why we're in the condition that we're in, and of course, not the overall, but I believe one of the logs that add to the fire, if you will, is definitely gangster rap. You know what I'm saying? Because I can come in agreement with you, you know, me being a former gangster, that we used to listen to those things, you know, before we went to go do our dirt. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
And I know for us during that time, Onyx was out, you know, and the one verse was, "I hate your guts and I hope that you die."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then the other one was, "I'm a pistol packing pusher, so you better obey."
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, so people, you know, they shy away from the effects of the lyrical content in these songs, and I believe it should be banned, man. You know, just like they want to ban narcotics in the neighborhood, so they say. So they say. You know, I believe that should be illegal. And I understand people have a freedom of speech, and you know, that's what they fought for, because I remember they tried to, you know, shut Luke down.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And the war was freedom of speech. However, you know what I'm saying, when you have somebody saying something that is destroying a community, and you see that it's destroying, and I have to come in agreement with what you're saying, because how can you not see this corruption?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You see what it's doing to the community, but you won't pass any law that is destroying. And I have to come in agreement with what you're saying.
Wait a minute.
Because how can you not see this corruption?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You see what it's doing to the community, but you won't pass any law that is destroying. And I have to come in agreement with what you're saying.
Wait a minute.
Because how can you not see this corruption?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You see what it's doing to the community. Okay, no worries. Is destroying any law that is destroying. And I have to come in agreement with.
Okay. I do apologize.
Hey, no worries, man. You know what I'm saying? We bounce back from it. It happened to the best, happened to Roller Martin quite a bit. Technology.
Technology.
But go ahead, bro. Go ahead, man. You know what I'm saying? I want you to be able to speak your piece on that too, because you know you live that life.
Well, man, I'm gonna tell you like this here. I've been able to. God has been working on me for a very long time, right? And the more I develop, the more I understand. Like we have become elders. We are like elder statesmen of this young generation. Like these are our babies.
Definitely.
You feel me? These are our babies.
I do.
Yeah. So we're like elder statesmen of our communities. You know, like we need their youth, we need their strength, and they need our wisdom. We're not separated from them. So, you know, it's like the gangster rap is the mindset of the gangster rappers that we must attack.
Most definitely.
Because a lot of these, look here, when you come from the streets and all you know is the streets, In order for you to change, you need God and you need some brothers who done been where you done been and have a message that have substance and weight. Like the message has to be powerful enough to create the conversion. So without a strong enough message, then there's no conversion.
Indeed.
So, that's my take on gangster rap. You know what I mean? And I'm praying for them brothers because I never forget, there was in the, in the Nation of Islam, there was this young guy, he was going off. He was going off and the other brothers, they wanted to do something to the brother, right? But the minister say, no. The minister say, no, leave him alone because one day he gonna make a great soldier. And that's how I look at our babies out there. That's how I look at our youth. Like them my sons, them my children, them my young brothers that's just dying for the black man to take full responsibility and to raise and to be the kings that we've been created to be.
Absolutely, man. I totally agree with you on that. And also, family, you don't know I'm on here putting in that work. So, I'm reading the comments out here. And Shakur May said, that's why blacks can't be racist. We are only retaliating from what is being upon us.
I agree.
Okay, now check it out. Edward Giles Jr. asked the question. He said, so does that mean our music today is creating drug addicts? What you have to say about that?
Is the music today creating drug addicts? Well, I would say that it helps, the process, because music is medicine. Music is a drug. Let me tell you something about music. Music in itself is a drug. Okay, so just take away the substance, right? So you got people who don't use no type of drugs, right? That could sit down and listen to music obsessively. And it does something for them. You understand what I'm saying? So in the same context, when you put music and drugs together, you understand what I'm saying? You can create an addict, but also just keep this in mind. It's all for me, it's all about perspective. You understand what I'm saying? So to answer his question directly, my job as being a conscious black man who believes in God and who loves hip hop and owns a record label is to put out content that will create positivity amongst my people. You know what I mean? Outside of that, it's nothing that I could do. I done smoked enough drugs up. I done been to enough drug rehab centers. I done OD'd enough on drugs in my own personal story. My own testimony.
Now, I believe that, that it does, man, because, in those songs, they talk about, getting high, and now I have a question for you.
Sure.
Were they your role models? You spoke about NWA. Were they your role models? Were they the ones who you patterned your life after?
Absolutely. Well, their music, you know what I mean? Absolutely. Their music, pop, you know what I mean? Especially Tupac, you know what I mean? That was like, but NWA, it started with them with me because I was that young when they came on the scene with that gangster rap, man. I modeled my life after them. I wanted to be like them. I dressed like them. I talked like them. I walked like them. I drank like them and I smoked like them. So yeah, to answer that question, absolutely. They had
okay. Now, what about your view about women? Did that affect your view about women?
Oh yeah, man. Man, let me tell you something. Man, it really distorted my view about my sisters, for a very long time. But it didn't really start with NWA. That started with my dad beating my mom.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like before the rap, before NWA came on the scene, I had a mom and a dad, and I had uncles And I had black men in the community who treated black women like nothing. You know what I'm saying?
I do. You know, that's a sad truth right there. And see, I'm so glad you on here as an artist as well, because I've been saying this for a long time, and any of the followers that follow this ministry knows I've been saying this for a while, that it does influence us. And so many people, I even heard, I heard Snoop in one of the videos was saying, you know, they're not responsible, you know, trying to throw off the responsibility, but yet he'll tell you that it was a rapper that influenced him to rap.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? You know, so all the ones who was running away from, you know, even NWA, they was running away from it too. Oh, we just talking about what we see. Man, it's a difference between you talking about what you see and, you know what I'm saying, you actually advertising it, like you actually pushing it.
Yes,
you know
sir.
What I'm saying? You know that somebody influenced you. You know what I'm saying? You know hip hop influenced you. You know what I'm saying? All of them said when they heard hip hop, they was like, oh man, this is something I want to do. You know what I mean?
Yes,
but
sir.
Yet they run away from that responsibility, man. And that's the problem that I'm having. Ultimately, I like what you said. It does start at home. I like what you said. That is so true. Parents do have to take responsibility for it, because unfortunately, some fathers and mothers alike allow their children to listen to content that corrupts them, and then they wonder what's wrong with them.
Right. Yeah, man. You know,
I want to hear your point, because you're part of a mentorship, a powerful movement there in Miami, entitled the Circle of Brotherhood. Man, talk to us about that too, and how, you know, that's one of the remedies to heal our social ills in the community. Why do you think that it's such a vital lifeline to save our people?
Well, I mean, being one of the founding members of the Circle of Brotherhood, and one of the guys, man, that believe it. Let me just say it this way here. Self-improvement, like the minister says, is the basis for all community development. So our mission is personal responsibility. It's the focus point. We're not gonna worry about what nobody else doing. We're not gonna worry about all of the negative stuff. Man, we can sit on here and talk about all the negative things about black people and in our community. For we done marched, we done did counterlight visuals, we didn't put monies in the stores, we done collected money, we didn't let out balloons, we done everything imaginable as a people, besides start taking full responsibility for ourselves to improve our own condition, to improve our own family. Like, I can't say nobody if my wife and my kids and my family is all messed up. You understand what I'm saying? So to answer your question directly, one of the key factors of the Circle of Brotherhood is self-improvement. So what we do on a consistent basis is we training among ourselves on how to be black men. Like we haven't even really been taught how to be a real black man. Like, how do I be a real responsible black man? How do I take care of my family? How do I raise my kids? How do I spend my money with black people? How do I stop taking my money out of my community and those dollars don't never come back? So, you know, the Circle of Brotherhood is about black men solving our own community problems.
I like that. I like that, man. You know, that's one of the 7 principles of Kwanzaa is Ujima. And you know, that's UJIMA. And that means that we make each other's problems our problems and we solve them together. We have to get that back, you know what I'm saying? Because we've had it, but you know, we have to get it back, man, you know. And I believe that it's one of the survival tools for us, because a kingdom divided can't stand. I believe a kingdom united can. And I truly do believe that once we have that family mindset, you know, like you said earlier, it's the mind. So what influences the mind is information. Information influences the mind. You know what I'm saying? Not just academia, but like what you said, by how we conduct ourselves. So children learn not only just through academia, but they learn by watching us and listening to us. It is a fact. It is a fact that children repeat what they hear. This is how they learn how to talk. You know what I'm saying? It's phonics, man. You know what I'm saying? They repeat what they hear. You know what I mean? And nobody even taught them that this is letter A, B, C, D, etc. They learn how to speak a language by simply listening and repeating what they hear. You know what I'm saying? And that's why, as parents, I believe it's imperative for us to be very careful about what we say and also how we conduct ourselves in front of our children. But how can a parent do proper parenting, as you said, if they haven't had the proper guidance? So now you have a domino effect of malfunction homes due to the lack of not being properly educated. So now you have misguided, you know, parents raising up miseducated children, and now they're being disseminated in society, and now society is unstable because there's unstable homes. You know, absolutely. Let's talk about how we can remedy this, because, you know, the circle of brotherhood is one of the remedies to our social ills. Talk to us about how does this program bring healing to our sickness that we have?
So one of the key factors of the success of the circle of brotherhood is the constant presence and the constant visibility of Black men who love their community. Number one. So for the last 5, almost 6 years, we've been constantly in our community serving and partnering with different other organizations to further our cause of Black men solving our own community problem. Now, what we've been able to do is gain the credibility of the people. Let me tell you something. Where there's no love, there's no discipline. When people don't, in order to reach Black people, in order to reach our people, they got to know that you sincerely love them.
That's true.
We got enough preachers, we got enough churches, we got enough mosques, we got enough ministries, all of that stuff up until this point, in all honesty, really hasn't been the solution.
That's right.
It hasn't. You know what I mean?
That's right.
I love the church, I love the mosque, I love everything. I love everything positive, right? But what's been so successful for us is that we have proven that we really love our community and that we really love our people through all the programs that we have. You know, by God's grace and by favor, we acquired a school, an old school that was abandoned in our community for like 5 years, 58,000 square feet. We was very privileged and blessed to acquire that school, in which now we've changed it to a social economic institute. So we're creating opportunities for people in our community, from our community, on a continuous basis.
So now, because of what you said, you know, talk to us about why you're so passionate about what you're doing. You're also a hip hop artist, so I definitely don't want to leave that piece out. That's important. You played a very powerful song in the intro of this program. So talk to us about that piece about your ministry too, because, you know, you definitely diving in. I see what all of you are doing. I've seen the photos on Instagram. And, you know, all of you gentlemen are definitely making an impact and leaving a footprint in order for us to follow after. So, you know, talk to us about that, man, about your ministry and why you're so passionate about what you're doing.
Well, my number one passion, man, is that God raised me up, man, from the gutter, man. A low life, bum, drug addict, gangbanger, you know, a street dude. Let me tell you something. God says in his word that he takes the foolish things of this world to confound the wise.
No doubt.
So I give God all the glory. Like, I would like to think that I'm smart and that, you know, I have so much ambition and that I just pull myself up by my bootstrap, but that's not my story. My story is that God reached deep down in the gutter and he pulled me out. So that's my greatest passion. My greatest passion is giving back what was so freely given to me. That people, there's some people out there that never gave up on me no matter what I did. If I told you some, if I told your viewers and people some of the stuff that I did, they probably turn this thing off. But let me tell you something. There's people out there that God put in my life that believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. So it's those people that give me the passion to keep doing what I'm doing. And let me tell you something else. For the record, we've been doing all of this work here, straight sweat equity. Sweat equity for 5 years of giving back to our community full time with no salary.
Wow. So you doing it for the love, definitely not for the likes, like Brother Chronic said.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying I don't want no money, you know. I don't want nobody to misunderstand that, but I'm gonna tell you something, brother Amar Amir. I got something that no amount of money could buy. You can't buy this here. You can't purchase it. You know, I've had friends blow their brains out. August the 23rd, 2010, my best friend who was rich blowed his brains out in his penthouse on South Beach. You understand what I'm saying? He used to tell me all the time that all the money that he had was worth dog shit. Like, it ain't worth nothing. So I got something on the inside of me that's greater than any amount of money that I can ever acquire. And so I'm able to give that away freely. And what it does, let me tell you something, Brother Amar. There's people right now that got a whole lot of money that will give it all away to just have a good night rest, or that would give it away just to be healthy. You know what I mean?
Oh, like, yeah, most definitely, man.
You can't buy good health.
No,
so,
you can't.
You know, staying focused on what you say, your question, you know, about the brotherhood.
No, you're on point, brother. You know, go where the universe leads you. That's what I believe.
Yes, sir. But back to the brotherhood, man. It's just a group of guys from the streets. Some of us, some dudes in the brotherhood ain't never been to jail before in their life. They ain't never seen the back of a police car. We got lawyers in the brotherhood. We got successful businessmen in the brotherhood. Let me tell you something unique about the brotherhood, though. We got dudes from the streets and we got dudes from the suites in the brotherhood. We got Muslims, we got Christians, we got more sign temples. We got every type of, we got Scientologists, we got people who believe in the ancestors. What we've been able to do is put all of that aside to solve our own community problems.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And what I like about what you brothers is doing, you're not waiting for somebody to come with some bow ties and a final call. You're actually getting out in the community, you know, from out of the love of your people, and all of you come together to make a transformation of our community. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And it's Kaumba, man. Kaumba, you know what I'm saying, is to, you know, make your community better than what it was before you inherited it. And I see this you brothers are doing. You creating what doesn't exist there. You're creating a wholesome atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? And I believe we got to go back to moral principles. I love what you said. You talked about the creator, you know, and I love that you all have different spiritual views. And from what I'm seeing is the love that, you know, you all share for the people, the same agenda, you know what I'm saying, is to bring healing to the community. Am I correct in saying so?
Man, it's nothing like, let me tell you something. It's nothing like bringing, like every Tuesday and Thursday for the last almost 2 years, we have community meetings from 6:30 to 8:30. We having training, youth development. We have the mothers come out, the mothers of the kids come out. We got a training back there in the back for the mothers. We got a training in another room for the youth. We got another training for the fathers. So it's constantly community development for us. And number one, the training starts with me first. So I'm constantly improving myself because I don't have all the answers. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And a lot of this stuff, man, it's like you learning as you go. I'm learning as I go. You know what I mean? So I don't have.
Oh yeah.
We don't have no.
Definitely.
Let me share something with you, brother. You and your viewers. This Saturday, March the 9th, 2019, the Circle of Brotherhood is about to make history. Not only does the Peacemaker single drop, you know what I mean? But we got a major community announcement for the love of our people. And we're gonna have that at our school. We invited the whole community out. We got a huge announcement. The media is gonna be there. Newspaper people gonna be there. And we want the community to know, and we want our people to know worldwide, man, how much the black man is alive well. You know what I'm saying? And
absolutely.
Yeah, the black man is alive, man. And it's the love. You know, in the Bible, it says that love covers a multitude of sin. You understand what I'm saying?
I do.
It's the love, man, the love of the brotherhood. When people see the love of the brotherhood, it touches their heart like the other. You know what I mean? And I was sharing this here, right? I was sharing this with somebody the other day. And this has been a challenge for me, Brother Amar. You with me? We got to stop talking bad about black people. I'm sick of that, man. Let me tell you something. And I'm not gonna say I have the answers, but let me be real honest. I believe in being honest. Number one, right? About maybe close to 2 years ago, maybe a half ago, I got a revelation. God gave me the revelation that black people always talk negative about black people, right? So when I got that revelation, I was more conscious of it. And we get around black people always talking negative about black. They talk bad about their relatives. They talk bad about black people that's in business. I'm talking about nonstop. So the more I became aware of it, I was like, wow, man, this is serious. So I started to check myself when I started to say something about black people. You know what I mean? And I still haven't arrived yet. Brother. You know what I mean? But I'm conscious to know that in order for black people to really come together, we got to stop talking about each other. So that's my challenge. My challenge to you, my brother, and all your viewers is to go on a 3-day make a 3-day commitment with yourself to not say nothing negative about nobody black.
Oh, that's something that we definitely do have to work on. It's unfortunately It's a sad truth. And that's something that I noticed about us that we definitely need to sever from our life. And if you would, can you put your mic on mute for me just one moment?
Okay.
So what I believe is that what we need to do is come up with the solutions like you just said. Like I like this dialogue because we not only talked about the problem, we talked about the solution to the problem. You know, and what I noticed is that the thing that which is going to save us and will save us is what we run away from, and that's morality. No one could debunk that no war will ever start if people live by morals. You know what I'm saying? No one will rape someone, rob someone, murder someone, steal from someone if they live by moral principles. They won't do that. You know what I'm saying? So to me, that's what the remedy is, man. It's not religiosity, it's morals. And that's all we need is some solid morals, man. Because when you look at the issue overall, that's exactly what it is. It's morality. If I raise my son the right way, 9 times out of 10, my son is going to think the right way, speak the right way, conduct himself the right way, and treat people the right way. But if I teach him wrong, then all the above I mentioned will be the opposite. And that's the answer. The answer is exactly that. And the truth of the matter is, man, we got to get our hearts in the right place because a lot of our hearts are corrupt. You know what I'm saying? We allow our children to get these record deals and to go on these labels because as parents, we'll be rich too. You see what I'm saying? We sell our soul because of the love of money, because of greed. And you know what? Our ancestors left us a footprint. Man, they had to walk to work. They were jailed. They were bitten by dogs. They were billy clubbed. They were lynched. They were bombed. They were burnt. But they still refused to compromise their morals. They refused to compromise. They was willing to suffer and to die before they gave up their footings of morals. No one can debunk that. No one can debunk that. Regardless of what they went through, they came together as a people and they shared what they had. And we have to get back to that, man. We have to get back to that. The reason why we're falling and we're not getting ahead because we're trying to do it as individuals rather than as a people. I've never seen no NFL or NBA team go to the championships off of one person. I've never seen it. No matter how good Michael Jordan, was when he played, no matter how good Magic Johnson was when he played, no matter how good a running back Walter Payton was when he played, if they didn't have anybody to defend them or to help them, they'd have never won those rings. They'd have never went to the championships. And until we learn that teamwork, together everyone accomplishes more, we're going to continue to be in the state that we're in. Go ahead, brother. You got to take yourself off mute.
Yeah. So I'm just vibing with the dialogue, man. And I'm real grateful that God has got us dealing with this subject matter, man, of helping our people and healing our land and just moving towards a better place, man, as a people.
Most definitely. Well, with that being said, if you'll be so kind, man, we thank you so much for coming on and share with us any upcoming events you have and also your social media outlets so they can support you.
Yes, sir. So y'all please go out and purchase single, the Peacemaker single. Some of the proceeds from this single will go directly to the Circle of Brotherhood so we can build a recording studio in our community, so we can continue to provide youth and we can continue to put out positive hip-hop music in our community. So y'all make sure y'all support the Peacemaker single. It should be available everywhere on Saturday: iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, Amazon, Tidal, and whatnot. Also, y'all can follow Blackman Music Group on Instagram. Y'all can follow the Circle of Brotherhood at www.circleofbrotherhood.org. Be sure to make sure Saturday that y'all be tuned in for our big community announcement on Facebook, Circle of Brotherhood, Instagram, Circle of Brotherhood. And again, the website is www.circleofbrotherhood.org. Y'all also can follow me as Top the Thug Scholar, which was my formal name. Got music on iTunes, Spotify, real positive hip-hop music you can pass on to young people and encourage them as well. Telephone number, 786-593496. That's the Circle of Brotherhood telephone number. If y'all need to get in contact, you want to send us an email, it'll be circleofbrotherhoodmusic@gmail.com.
Well, we thank you so much for coming on, my brother. Peace, love, and power to you and the family. Everybody out there for tuning in. Queen Mother Rhonda, thank you so much for tuning in, Queen Mother. We appreciate your love and support. Of course, my queen, Amani and Mari, appreciate all your love and support. Beautiful. Do you want to send a shout out to anybody, my brother, at this time?
Want to give a shout out to my beautiful wife. She over there cooking up. Hey, baby, I love you, baby. You know what I mean? I want to give a shout out all the brothers, man, that's out there on the streets and all the brothers that's incarcerated. I want to let y'all know that we love y'all too and that there's a better life out there for you to live. And if you in Miami or close to Miami, y'all look us up, man. Got some job opportunities for you. We can help you with some funding for your business, things that we can do to help you if you really want some help. Big shouts out to the Circle of the Hood. Black men solving our own community problem. Shouts out to Blackman Music Group, baby.
Yeah, peace, love, and power to the Circle of Brotherhood too, brothers. We're going to be linking up soon.
No doubt.
Be blessed, family. Good night.
Good night.